Is this something that the live server is doing, or what? Should we just get rid of the action? Or is this good? Or should I use oh, the stream interrupted? Should I use Svelte? Svelte form without reloading page. If I can spell. Should I even have a form? Hmm. Okay, that's where I am at a loss to how to do this, because I don't know if I should use Svelte or should I go on in this static HTML route. Using Svelte to call to fetch a post to ah should I get rid of the form completely? Just use fetch post. That looks good. Post it. Input. So there is no form at all. So here you go. Same thing we can do with HTML, but here to use fetch and thing, yeah, we are going, unless we want to do this in pure JavaScript, we are going to introduce Svelte. Yeah, so let's do that. Well, we'll have to componentize this. So probably create a hero component. Allora, let's go with the model sonnet. So now we have another totally different problem. npm run server, which is forget about posting something here. It's more about, I know it's even reloading the page. It's more about, let's get rid of this script totally. Let's start from scratch. And we'll commit as well. Let's remove the script. Let's go here, remove the script. And let's introduce Svelte. Terminal is there. Status git add dot, git add dot, git commit -am, whatever. Okay, so now let's start a new topic. Let's go to right. We have an empty slate. I mean, no changes. And we have the model of Sonnet. We start a new topic. How do I configure add Svelte to this project? You have to use TypeScript for the web folder, just to be explicit if it's not clear. I will help you add Svelte with TypeScript to your project. Let's first examine the current project structure to understand what we are working with. Let's look at the current structure of the web folder to understand what we're working with. Now let's look at the current package JSON to understand the existing configuration. Let's also check the byte config.js file to understand. Okay. Now we'll check the structure of the public folder to understand how the web application is currently organized. Let's look at current index.html file to understand the function such as the web application. Based on your analysis of your project, I will help you add Svelte with TypeScript to your web folder. Your project is currently using Byte as a bundler, which is great since Byte has an excellent support for Svelte. Let's set up Svelte with TypeScript in your project. Okay, what's he doing? cd web npm install saved as Svelte check, Byte plugin, Svelte TypeScript, yes config. Okay, let's run this. Here we go. Run. Let's see the difference in package JSON. Okay. Right, then now we'll add the TypeScript configuration. Let's have a quick look. It's a new file, so change only if necessary later. Okay. Base URL path. It goes to srclib. Well, I'm not sure about. Will it go? Where does it get my source code? We have to move to public. Is that where we create it instead? Where it's built. We'll see. Now I create one lint error. Cannot find module path of corresponding declaration. The right config. How to fix on. Now I create a directory structure for your Svelte application. src directory. Okay. and some basics components. Okay. So now we got src lib components. Now let's create a basic Svelte component with TypeScript. Okay. Let's create a simple component to demonstrate TypeScript with Svelte. Now I need to update the packages on to include the TypeScript related script and set up the project to use ES modules. Let's modify the packages on file. Oh, this is a big change. Be careful. Types nodes. I need to fix TypeScript error. We identify a type declaration for node. npm error, but not clear what the error is. Version fit between White and the Svelte plugin. Yeah, npm install. Still a problem. Now we need to fix the remaining TypeScript error to get the necessary type declaration for Svelte components. Is this a royal pain to have TypeScript there? Still another error. Now we need to modify the public index.html file to include our Svelte application. Modify to include our Svelte application. Okay. But should they be in public at all? Div class app. There is this outer thing. Okay, what is there to accept? Continue. I need to find the TypeScript error. The possibility of a null element. Now I need to start the development server. Yes, but it's not run dev, it's run server. Ah. It changed. Is there any? Whoa. Congrats, all broken. Do you want to install the... yes. This is happening because of right configuration. I want to ask you if the index should be still in public now. Now, there's so many changes that I'm really lost, and it's not working. You just break everything. I might really backtrack everything, which I can because I did commit beforehand and install Svelte by hand slowly. Right. Right. This, can you just give up? Sounds fun, but Svelte project configuration. No, no, no. I want to see. Let's start with the project's folder structure. Where is your HTML? Yeah, I think the problem is that I shouldn't have anything in public. It's still going. It's still going with this AI nonsense. You know what? Give up already. You're just using a lot of tokens to do random work that is not useful. Let's see. We got 87 before. 86. Just one token for all this work? Okay. I'm not even looking anymore what it's doing. We'll check the diff at the end. Uninstall. Hmm. So, what did he do? And I don't think it's even working. So, I think the main problem is that we have the HTML in the public folder. And we can talk about that. But first, let's check localhost 3000, which is not running now. So, npm run dev. Okay, it opened for me. And nothing works. Okay, this is still installing the Svelte plugin, by the way. Pre-transform failed to load URL SRC main. Yes. You know what? Git checkout dot. Let's backtrack completely. Git diff index. Git diff index HTML. Why is not there? Untracked. Remove everything from SRC. remove everything. tsconfig. Right. What else? And this untracked, so get rid of index and byte. Okay, we are back to our origin. Now file. Let's push first. Okay, so now we are in the web folder. npm run. I don't even know anymore what. Why is it so? No, just like that. Just give up already. How do I stop? Stop. You just created a huge mess. Allora, in package.json from... Why it's not even working? Package.json is not empty, or is it? We are in web. Package.json come... okay, I'm in line 25. Look at that. Weird. So now we want to run the development server. It's npm run server, so that the convention was dev. Let's go with it. Run dev. Missing script dev. Okay, perfect. Save it, run it again. Okay, we are back to our working configuration, which was the one before the AI created all this mess. So, right, let's start to ask the AI, but without changing and messing up my project. Say, how do I set up a Svelte project for a static website? And let's see if I have a good starting point using TypeScript. How do I set up a Svelte project for, and actually let's tell the version of Svelte 5 for sure. Where is npm Svelte? Come on. A Svelte 5 project. 530, probably doesn't matter. 5 project for building a static website with TypeScript support. Okay. So here he wants to take over the whole project. So what we could do is create this in a new folder and then copy selectively things to my project to see what, how it should be organized. Should I do this in a folder? Like create a new folder and we say Svelte test or just Svelte for now. This is our playground. We don't need this. We go cd cd Svelte. Okay. So first thing is okay. Right. Let's delete this Svelte because it's created by the Svelte command. We are inside Svelte. Ramdir Svelte. So there you go. No, that's not the one. The command I want to execute is this one to create. Oh no! Okay, we interrupted it some time and we call it Svelte static. Okay, good. So has been replaced with npx created. Okay, so should instead run this sv instead of Svelte. Okay, Svelte static. Come on. Do you want to add the following package? Okay, install the following package. Oh my god. Svelte minimal. Oh yeah, okay. I should have I could have done it on the command line, but it's also asked here. Yes, use TypeScript support. Syntax or JS doc comments. Let's go with TypeScript syntax. What happened? There's no, I press enter, nothing happened. Okay. Would you like to add to the project? Prettier, yes. ESLint, yes. Why test? No, at the moment. There we know. Svelte kit adapter, not sure what that is. The Lucia, that's it. Enter. Which package manager? Let's stay with npm. And installing. Oof. That's quite a big file. Okay, let's wait. A big folder. Let's wait. Project next step. So we also have a readme. And I hate where there is a lot of things already in the readme because now I don't know what's important. As you need powered by SV. Creating a new project. Okay. So instead of that, we created the SV create. Yeah, let's remove that. In my app folder, let's remove the congratulations. npm run dev, open a browser, building. For the production. You can preview a production, build npm run preview to deploy your app for your target environment. Okay, let's save that. And now I have a test project. Set up for Svelte. Let's rename it to. So I have a web folder that is the one I'm gonna replace. Should I call it web svelte? But I'm gonna delete web eventually. Let's rename it to web svelte for now. Maybe I will rename it again after. Updating posts for web svelte. What does that do? No. Okay, so in here, all right, I have a sample barebone project. I should be able to run. Where is web svelte? I should be able to run as in the readme. Run dev. Where's the readme? Run dev. That should run the development server. And I should see something which does not work, but because I'm not in the right path at the moment. So I have to go to web svelte. and try again, run dev. Something. I started on port that one, 5000. Let's try to open. Okay, we got welcome to SvelteKit. At least it works. But now I have to understand how this is even organized. Okay, there is this thing called app HTML, which is the main HTML. So I have a static site here. Should I start to copy the whole thing in initially, or should I understand more of Svelte? And then I have routes, this page Svelte, and I have up and up HTML, which was the main site, and in lib index.ts for any source code, I suppose that's empty. Okay, should I ask the AI? I have a basic web Svelte project. How do I convert my HTML project in web folder into Svelte? Should I add the index HTML as a single component? If I can spell component, or split it up, as I suppose is the right way to do. Well, let's see. I see you have a separate web Svelte project and want to convert a HTML-based project in the web folder to use Svelte with TypeScript. Let's examine your web Svelte project structure to understand what we are working with. Let's look at package.json. Let's look at structure of src folder. Let's look at the routes to understand how it's structured. Let's examine the main page component. And let's look at the original HTML project. Let's also check the CSS file. Yeah, because the CSS also can be split. Okay, now it's spitting out too fast. Based on my analysis of your HTML project, the web Svelte project, I recommend splitting your HTML into multiple Svelte components. Correct. They convert into a single large component. So we have to go one at a time, slowly. So I have this app or this static website. We start with the top bar with one component, the hero is a second component, sub hero, or even this smaller windows. Right, let's go on. Blah blah blah. There's a component structure. Header Svelte, hero Svelte. Okay, instead of header and footer, I would call it top bar, but I guess header is also a good name too. Yeah, maybe better because there is header and footer. Even though in the CSS I call it top bar, so. Section components, UI components, implementation steps. First, so I'm using what? Model cloud sonnet. Okay. Copy your assets from a web project to the web Svelte static folder. Okay. It's creating a folder for web Svelte. static assets image. So I thought that, static, okay, assets images. Right, what's the five icon? Svelte, we'll change it, okay, accept. Okay, next, we'll copy those assets. Web public assets. I saw there are multiple folders. Let's have a look. Public assets. So it's copying the CSS. Okay, even though we have to split it, but it's a good start. So here, I copied everything. How this copy? Recursive. That's why. Okay, that's fine. So we copied the images and the CSS. Now let's create the Svelte components for your project. I will start by creating the base components and then show you how to assemble them. I thought I had to commit before doing these big changes, man. Error editing button Svelte. I need to create a directory first before writing the files. That makes sense. Let's create the component subfolder. Okay, it's fine. So even though it's a big edit, is located on a web Svelte folder, which is basically a new project. So even if it's totally messed up, no problem. I can start over. So we create this folder, src lib components, which doesn't exist at the moment. Okay, that's components folder. Okay, now let's create the Svelte components for your project. I will start creating the base components and then show you how to assemble them. Let's begin with the UI components. Okay, starting with this button Svelte with the inline styles, variant main or outline, type button or submit button. I don't understand this syntax with the pipe, by the way, but let's keep on accepting. Button Svelte with header Svelte and waiting list for Svelte. So header, waiting list. I would like you to do only one little component on everything. Let's continue with the Svelte components for your project. I will create the hero section. Okay. Right, all these are applied already. Let's continue creating the Svelte components for your project. I create a feature of sub-hero components. Okay. Let's create a reusable content section component for the budget and accounts. So these two sections. If it works, I will be really surprised. Okay. Let's see. Then create a content section component for the budget and account section. Continue creating the footer component. So you arrived at the end of the page now. That's footer. I noticed the syntax error in the footer component. Let me fix it. And let's wait before going on. Let's create the main CSS file to define the global star. And continue. Accept all first. and continue. Does it mean continue? I just used a new token, I suppose. 86. It's going down. 84. Okay, 2 tokens. Now we create the main page components. We'll assemble the individual components that we created. It will be the entry point for the Svelte application. So you remove the welcome to Svelte and instead there is this. Let's update the app HTML file to import our global CSS files, styles, yeah. Then let's update the layout file to import our global CSS properties. Yeah, I'm at a loss. Now what is layout? Is that the one assembling the page? Let's wait for the generation first before accepting. Now let's run the Svelte application to see if we convert it to a silent. First accept. Then let's see if that works or not. Oh, put the news because my bad. I just killed it. Let's create a browser preview. Okay, and then it's telling me what it did. Let's see if it works first before reading all of this. External browser. Well, okay, he screwed up all the HTML, the CSS mostly. And maybe I can, it could be a good base. Let's start to reassemble this. Buttons Svelte are reusable button components. Waiting list form, okay. Layout components, header and footer here, features, page structure, page, the main page, and layout, global CSS, and slot for the page content. So layout is like global CSS, and this slot is the page, but so we have this up HTML. No. So what's the entry point? Modularity, reusability, next step. Add interactivity, state management, routing, animation, test. Okay. What's the entry point of the application? Because this namespace up is empty. What? Let's go in chat, not right. What is the entry point for the Svelte app? In Svelte multiple entry point. No, no, no. I mean this app. So if I look at SRC, app HTML, this is the HTML template that serves as a shell for your entire application, and it contains SvelteKit head and body. Does it? Body, head. Okay, that's right. Let's close everything. Okay. Layout Svelte. This is the root layout component that wraps all your page in your application. It's where you import your global CSS as we did. So it's here, app CSS, which is probably way too big at the moment. Ah, no, it's not. Well, it should not contain reference to the top bar really, because that should be in the component. Okay, well, anyway, that's a good start. Page Svelte, this is component for your home page. So what I don't understand is if this layout or plus layout and plus page, are they names that should be used that way? How come? How does it know Svelte to use layout? Because okay, is that the entry point is this app, which just says Svelte kit body and head. So it doesn't say layout or page. But let's see what it says here. Maybe I already explained. Starts with app as a shell. It loads the appropriate layout Svelte. Inside the layout Svelte, okay. So how does Svelte select or use the plus layout Svelte and plus page Svelte files? Are they not hard coded? Yeah, even though they probably it's the right word. Are those names default? Okay, let's do it. It's not really hard coded, probably it's the default. It's more proper way to say. Yes, layout Svelte, page Svelte are special convention-based names in Svelte kits that serve specific purpose in the routing system. Let me explain me how Svelte kits use those files or these files. The Svelte kit file-based routing system uses a routing system where they are in routes or routes directory determine the routes of your application. The plus prefix convention files that start with plus a special file with specific role in Svelte kit. Plus page Svelte defines the component for a specific route. Okay, and plus layout Svelte, layout wrapper for a route and its children. So if I want to add a second page, how will it be called? Page TS loads data for a page. JES or TS layout loads data for a layout. And server TS API endpoint. Our Svelte kits use those files. Specific component runs a specific route. Okay. So if I open pages, that's where everything happens, right? So because the layout is just getting a CSS and putting this thing slot as some kind magically loads the page. We'll have to understand that as well. But in page, there is everything. So here, is where it imports the components, and then that's where they're used. And there is this head, corresponds to the head of the page. Funny enough, the content section is not a component, but it's here, which looks wrong, but can fix that later. What I think I will do is decompose this file and add things one bit at a time. But first, let's see the rest of the response. Okay, that's the slot thing. Yeah, so that's also a naming convention. Layouts are in a hierarchical and nested. Applies to all routes. Applies to dashboard and its children. Okay, I don't have that, but the power of SvelteKit routings come from how the files work together. When you visit a route, SvelteKits look for all applicable layouts and the page component. It nests them in order for the most general to most specific. So there is a lot of magic or conventions to figure out. Yeah. If you don't need to provide a layout Svelte file, if you don't provide, use a default layout that simply renders the page with no additional wrapping. Okay. This convention-based system makes it easy to organize the code. Okay. So going back to the previous answer was basically describing what we already kind of know. Okay. So let's decompose this page svelte. Let's create a new route for the Safari Plus. The rest of the page, let's go scrap svelte, where I want to assemble my page slowly with things that work rather than, everything together now. That kind of works, but it doesn't. Okay, I have already an error. First to see. Are reserved. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay. Let's just remove the plus because I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. Now, we just want to make the header work correctly, and that's it. So, hero, feature, content, section, and footer, they go away. So I have a script, lang ts, and we put things we deleted here for reference later. Now, obviously, we'll have some errors. That's no good to see only 500, but it's okay. Title, okay. This is all static things, so they don't change. And then I have only the header. So here I'm going to, actually, let's copy the whole thing. There, put it in the scrap file. And now here, I'm gonna delete everything except the header. And we start small, very small. Okay. So we got the header. Now let's start to fix the styles for this header. To do that, I need to think. We need to find this header component. So if I click on it, can I open? No. Where is the header? I mean, lib components header. Okay. So the header includes a button and there's the styles here. So I see that there is no syntax highlighting and I did install. I tried to install a Svelte plugin for VS Code, but it's stuck on install. Should I try to restart? Let's try to restart. Reopen Windsurf. And now we go to the plugins again, extensions, and we try to look for Svelte again. This was the one I was trying to install, and we install it again. I'm not sure why it's slow, but let's go for it. It's stalling. Will it get stuck again? Anyway, leave it there. Meantime, close this. In the meantime, okay, we simplify this. Ooh. Now, what is he complaining about? Okay, so this should not be a self-closing tag. We can change that. And doc type it wants uppercase, but that doesn't need to be. And this must have a title. I guess, but the title is hearted by the head thing. So, okay, who's telling me these suggestions? Do you want to recommend this Svelte for VS Code installed? Yes, I thought there was, I'm installing it already, okay. So who's telling me this suggestion? Can I disable them? Okay, we just ignore for now. This just doesn't work. Go back to the source code. Okay, let's start with button. Export. Let variant main or outline. What does this line mean? Is this a Svelte syntax? Variant main. Ah, okay. This defining a type that could only have two values. One value is main, the other outline, and is setting by default as main. This is defining a type called type, which has the values of button or submit, and the default is button. Then it creates a button and applies some styles. How the styles are applied directly as a button, and there is a class called button, which has variants. So it goes either button main or button outline. Oh, I like what he did here. The only thing I am not happy with is this. The main style, okay, this is great. The variable should be here. The reset should be here. Set with the body should be here. Outer tag. If it's in page, yes, it is. So I'm happy for it to be there as well. In media query, no. I'm not sure. Maybe. But the hero media query should be in the hero. Yeah. Maybe the H1 can stay here. Okay, let's remove the comment. Pointless. Let's remove the media queries. Let's me put them here. Okay, so this media query, let's save this. Nothing changed here. So now this is not responsive, is it? No, it's not responsive. So to fix it, I have to go to my header component, right, and put the media query here. So what do I have here? Not much, which is good. I have a header section. Yeah, this one, top bar header. Top bar header. Dunque, I'm lost. There is this thing called script, which is, I don't know where it came from. Let's delete it. Yeah, this is the one we don't have H1 in here. Okay, so the only thing that we'll get from this, well, we copy the whole thing initially, but buttons, right? We are going to remove H1. Oh, that's good. Ah, no, that was a suggestion of the AI. Remove H1, indent this top bar header, okay, at 480, and buttons column. So this should make it responsive. Nope, nope. Let's the server is not running, that's why. So we didn't see the change. npm run dev. Line 5, localhost 5173, 5173. Doesn't seem to work. Why if I, oh, localhost, no, 127, don't know why. Anyway, if I now, it's not working. So even something so basic as just the responsiveness, the media query is not working. Why not? Header, buttons, media query. Let's check the HTML. If it was rendered, how? I changed the styles. Where's my media query? It's not there. Do I need to? Yes, it's there. Right. Is there any syntax error or something? What is this empty tag? Oh, selector. Okay, let's check the console. Where's the actual console? Oh, is this just white connecting? So, whoa, what was these comments? This looks good to me. Why is not applied? Do I have to run a build? Oh, okay. We do have an error. I didn't notice. Okay. Not found favicon. Yeah, that's not so important, but we have a favicon PNG. Not found. Chrome Dev Tools. Doesn't even matter. Start over. Run dev. Import button, page reload. Okay. Okay, let's try to do something very, very simple. See if this is updated. First, background color, we change it to something crazy like a red. First, okay, it works. And now, why, if I go back and remove that change, why is the media query not working? Max width 480. Top bar header, flex direction column. Okay, let's open the console. These are the errors. There's some support for debugging. It's not there, but it's not important now. So these classes are rewritten and they are unrecognizable. Makes it a little bit difficult to understand. Maybe those tools help, yeah. So top bar header as this max width padding justify on. What if I change, let's start to change the background color to red or the header. Okay, it's the whole thing still. Okay, good. So now what if I change this background color to red in the media query to see if the media query works at all or not. So now 480 is pretty small. So let's see if reducing becomes red, and it does not. So okay, we know the issue. The media query is not working. Why is, let's try the basic mode chat. Where is it? Cascade base. Why is the media query in header Svelte not working? Slowly, slowly. No rush. Let's get some water. Okay, let's see. Let me take a look at the header Svelte file to understand why the media query is not working. I notice the media query in your header Svelte is scoped with the component by default, which is expected behavior. This means to the element in that component, which is what I want. Few potential reasons. Viewport meta tag, okay, which I had in my original HTML. So was it removed? Body, head. So the conversion did remove. No, yeah, we do have, there you go, viewport. Viewport content, initial scale, device with the initial scale 1.0. Oh, 1, it's okay, it's the same. CSS specificity, the media query might be overwritten by the other style. Try making more specific. I guess it's kind of weird that this is applied as header and this is top bar header. Let's apply as header the same way. But it's still not working. Try adding a not exclamation mark important. Not going to do that. I can try temporarily to test. Okay, I like this as temporarily. Is this that you added? Important, isn't it? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not working. What's the next? Svelte scoping, the media query is scoped to the component. No, yeah, I know that's how I want to the component. Let me check if there are any global style map interface. I can see the issue now. The media query in your header Svelte is correctly structured, but there are a few potential reasons. Ensure, yeah, I have them. Let me check your content. Okay. I've identified the issue. The viewport app meta tag is correctly set in your app HTML, but there might be a few things to check. By the zoom level. Yeah, I'm already there. Media query specificity. Scope to the component. I may expose specific test style to confirm it's more applied. Let's modify media query to be more obvious when it's working. Yeah, that's what I did, and also important. That's what I tried. Alright. And yes, can go back to that. Sure, nothing changes. Yep. Flex direction column. All right. So that. Whoa, what is suggestion? It was confusing me. Okay. Align items center. Padding 20. More padding to. No, it's already visible. Buttons. Flex direction column. Take the full width. No. Have an estimate with more noticeable changes? No. It's already visible. Don't worry about it. Added important to the background. Increase padding. Made button. No. Why don't you do one thing? Add the transform image to verify the media query is working. Okay. Don't see the changes. Yeah. Hard refresh. Okay. Command shift. Command click. Let's open a new. Control click. Hard reload. And it's not working. Errors in the console. Maybe there is something special with media query as well. This was not helpful. This article. How to check for media query in Svelte using media query. I think that's not what I'm looking for. So it looks like the media query was working outside of Svelte. Put inside Svelte, not working anymore. Header class. If I restrict that, it's not even. Does it show somewhere the media query? No. Svelte media query. Is anything special? What is this? Playground. Oh. Is this a special component? No, it's just an example. It's just called media query, for example. It's not a special support. What's this NPM? So the CSS, it's like in style. Okay, so I ask this. With Svelte, can I add media queries in the styles section? Let's try this. Yes, you can absolutely add media query. Why they don't work? Because we did this most simplest possible media query, which is put a color. What if we target something very, very simple and we say the body background should be black or something, and I do it as a top star initially. Oh, that doesn't see any difference. Because it's not part of the component. It's basically what I was doing before. The top bar header, dot top bar header. Okay, let's do exactly the same thing. Okay, now we need a space. All right, when I go small, doesn't become red. Now I have media query at media, top bar header. If I do the same, I put it here, that clearly works. Yeah, so I can see it. But as a media query, it does not work. Say, oh, this goes up to 480. Not, and the media query is at 500. The media query is 480. Let's try 680 then. Oh, okay, it works. It's just I couldn't make the window that small. Oh my God, how much time did I lose on this stupid thing? This goes at most 500. So that means there are more media queries that I need to apply to make this responsive. So we done just a 480. But we need to look at the other queries. At 768, why my original site was working? If I go here, my original site, I start to make the logo small, and then I also make the font small. So during the conversion, a lot of stuff went lost. All right. What's he saying? Yeah, another useless suggestion of the AI. Yeah. Okay. So I need to take this from let's remove this background light. We need to get this from the original website, which had a simple big CSS file. So I guess we can work from there. Web public main CSS. There you go. So when I go to media queries, the first one is a 1200 pixel. It works only on articles, so nothing to do with the top bar. But the 1000 pixel, there is the first media query that is for the top bar. So here I need this media query. So in header Svelte, I add it, and now this should make the logo smaller as we make the resolution smaller. So that's the first thing. Good, good. The second thing is oh, the plugin installation. Not luck, no luck there. Okay, no luck there. So let's go back. Close too much, but it doesn't matter. Let's open again. The main CSS is I have to double click it. And the header CSS is here. Great. So now I can switch. So the first one was that for 1000. Footer and article are not related. Sub-hero not related. Sub-hero is not related. Account, budget not related. Then I have a media query for 800. Footer button. Yeah, those should go in button. H1 I don't have. I need to double check here. Do I have H1? No, I don't. Hero box, no. Content box, phone, content, nothing of that. So it's fine, but then we'll have to go to button as well. Okay, 600, we have things here. So let's copy the whole media query 600 and then delete all the things that are not relevant. Wait, where is the media query 480? It just made it up. I don't have a media query for 80. Ah, okay. Oh, so annoying. So let's put the media query 600 here and start to remove the things that are not relevant. Footer not relevant because that's the top bar. Top bar header, fine. Top bar buttons, fine. Because that's the div containing two buttons. Styles for the button should go in the button component. We'll see that. Footer is not relevant. H1, we don't have H1. Hero box is another component. Hero box, same. Waiting for another component. Sub hero, same. Content and budget, same. This buttons thing is, however, here. I'm not sure why we have two ways to format this, so let's keep it together. Maybe because the file was too big, so it got lost. Now it's small. And this is potentially nonsense. How do I comment it out? Let's remove it and place it in a new scrap file here. And let's test the responsiveness now. Oh, it looks good. Now we go as well in the phone layout. Oh, and then that's not cool anymore. Strange, because I thought that must work, but maybe there is really a small 540 works, but as we go, can we put custom things? Responsive, yeah. 469 works as I make it smaller and smaller. 400. Yeah, start to have problem. 450 is still it's okay. Okay. So I had this breakpoint at 480, but not here. So did the original site have a problem with this layout? This is the original site. Small font layout. Maybe I had and I didn't notice. Ooh. There is some problem here. iPhone SE. Ah. Yeah, probably stays okay just because of this. It goes out. Now that I remove the rest, I see the problem that was there already. Okay, okay, okay. That's good to know. So what we do? Where is it? Go back to here and says iPhone SE. Make the font even smaller. That's the layout is already all right. So I go back to right. This header Svelte now has a lot of that's the main CSS. That's why. Okay. Okay, no, it's good. So here style, everything is indented in. Let's start a new media query. 480. There is this suggestion. Okay. Now we finally probably install the extension. The Svelte extension for VS Code now contains a TypeScript plugin, enabling. Oh, it's gone. Oh my God. Go back to the extension. Okay. That message is gone. But it's installed. Oh, and now I have syntax highlighting. That's pretty cool. So, okay, let's finish this media query. Now I have 480. And what we're gonna do there is make this media query shouldn't even be here. It's related to the buttons. So buttons is the layer around the buttons. So it's fine here. But the buttons themselves are in the button component. So we have to go edit that one. Okay. So we have the media query here. So media 480. And it's a span, and we don't need to be very specific because that's the only thing we have. Font with 14 pixels, I think even smaller, but let's start to see. Let's go with 12. Okay. There we are. Okay, I'm happy with this. So at this point, I have a working header. I think it might be a good moment to review and commit this mess. Allora, where is the terminal? Web packages, what did it change? Oh, I just changed the name instead of server dev. It looks like it's conversion. Okay, So the main change of this is like we added the Svelte project. Created basic Svelte project with top bar. With push origin main. Okay. Right. So what was that? npm run dev. That was to run the website. Oh, yeah, we should be in Svelte web or web Svelte. npm run dev. No, that's not it, but it's this one. And now this is fully responsive. Okay. I'll go for lunch and come back later. I will stop the stream instead of putting on and resume in about 1 hour.